On June 4th, 2022, a source told People magazine, and this source, allowed them to publish in People magazine that Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey broke off their relationship. Oh, we all heard about it. Have you heard about it? Listen, they broke off their relationship of a year and a half. The source confirmed to People magazine that Michael B. Jordan, the 35-year-old Black Panther actor, how many of y'all saw that movie, Black Panther? It was a good movie. Listen, he told him, he said, listen, in the time that I was with Lori Harvey, in a year and a half, he matured over the course of the relationship and was ready to settle down. Before then, he wasn't ready, but as a result of being with Lori Harvey for a year and a half, he was ready to settle down. In other words, he told People magazine that he opened up emotionally in a romantic relationship. Here it is, for the first time. First time ever. Plenty of money. Looked good, not as good as me, but he looked good. And he decided for the first time that he wanted to settle down. Furthermore, according to People, the two stars, Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan, the problem was they ended up being in different places in a year and a half. In a year and a half, Michael B. Jordan decided, listen, I want to settle down. But Lori Harvey decided that she was still wanting to do something. I almost said she belonged to the streets. I almost said it. I didn't say that. But listen, she decided that, they were going to go in different routes. And so Michael B. Jordan had been gearing up to take the relationship to the next step. But Harvey was not ready to commit at this point in her life. And that is, if I can just press it a little bit more, because I'm going to preach this sermon just the way I feel it. And if y'all don't mind, I need y'all to preach back with me. That is, Michael B. Jordan said that he, before then, had resisted being committed. But now, a year and a half later, he had conquered his Playboy years. And he was now ready to settle down, only, here it is, to be embarrassed. You don't turn down Michael B. Jordan. When you make that kind of money, whatever your problem, you decide, whatever it is, we're going to work it out. I'm going to stay with you, Michael B. Jordan. But she embarrassed him in the most humiliating way, rejection. I mean, he's ready. I'm putting down my Playboy years. I'm turning in. See, you got to be a certain age to understand. I'm putting down my black book. They don't understand that now. Y'all got cell phones now, but I'm turning in my player card. Listen, I have decided that I'm going to go forward with Lori Harvey, and she has rejected him. Am I preaching? And now Jordan has to fight off the urge to go back to his Playboy years. Because rejection is hard. If you ain't never been rejected in a relationship, I ain't talking to you, but look at somebody and say, if you ain't been rejected, keep on living. I'm telling you, rejection is hard. So he got to fight off the urge to not be a playboy. I don't want to be a player no more. See, y'all don't know nothing about that. He got to resist the urge not to be bitter because he can't have his way. He wants Lori Harvey's commitment. He don't want anybody else's commitment. He wants her commitment. I don't know why. She been with Future and everybody else, Lottie Dottie and everybody else, but he wants her commitment. And he's got to stay moral, for a future marriage. Because you got to understand, if you out here in these streets too much, some women be like, that's too much for me. But now he's on track. A year and a half, he decided, I'm going to get myself together. I got myself together. She rejected me, but he got to stay in that position for a future marriage. I'm talking to somebody already. Y'all ain't hearing me. You cannot let external forces change what you need to do. Look at somebody and say, I can live a moral and a holy life. Oh, I know you're dealing with some rejection. I know you can't have your way right now, but I can. Come on, help me out with this text. So in order to maintain a healthy respect for marriage, how can you deprive yourself of this desire to be angry, the desire to be bitter? How can you do it when you can't have it your way? Lori Harvey said, I don't care, I'm not Burger King, you can't have me. You can't have it your way. I'm done with you. I'm moving on. The truth of the matter is she made $40 million in 2021. And she know to get married, you got to be at home. You got to cook. You got to clean. Got to get the kids together. You got to listen to a man. You got to be on this man's schedule. And she's like, no, I want to make another $40 million. I'm just trying to preach the text the way I feel it. And so he now has to stay in a healthy respect for marriage. I'm talking to some people right now. Y'all don't have no healthy respect for marriage. I almost didn't either because I got rejected, and that don't feel good. I bought the little girl. I went to Walmart with all the best money I had. I bought her a little gold chain. I didn't know it wasn't real. I'm talking about early in my life. I'm talking about early. See, y'all know more than me. That's fine. I can live with it. But listen, I mean, Sister Denise, I went to school with my parachute pants on when they was back in style. Listen, I was in the 7th grade and the girl didn't want me. I was in the 7th grade and she didn't want me. I came in my Sunday best to 7th grade. I bought a little gold chain and I tried to take her to lunch and sit at the table with her and she didn't want me. How can I have a healthy respect for somebody who turned me down to get with a boy in 7th grade that was messing with all the girls? He didn't even commit to her. How can you keep a healthy respect? In other words, how can you stay holy? How can you stay moral? How can you not listen? How can you deprive yourself of the desire to do what she doing? To do what he doing? Because I want to do it too. If you don't want me, and if a good guy can't get the good girl, then I'm going to turn bad. Because that's what the girls want. That's what they want. That's what the girls want. They want a bad boy. That's something you'll get later. They want a bad boy. It ain't till they get about 40 that they realize there ain't nothing to bad boys. There ain't nothing to it. Ain't nothing to it. Ain't nothing. I'm talking to the men in the room. You want a bad girl. No, you don't. No, you don't. I was telling Lady Monica right now, I know y'all ain't gonna believe me, and she gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble when I say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Listen, women cheat at a higher rate than men. Listen, that ain't my opinion. Listen, if all you got to do, I'm gonna get back to my notes. All you got to do is come to court. Don't go tomorrow because the courts are closed. Go to family court. It is more men trying to cancel child support because they thought it was their kid and only to find out it was not their kid. I'm trying to tell you, it's 8 million black women and 4 million black men. And women cheat at a 48% rate and black men cheat at a 47% rate, which means women cheat more than men. So, Brother Grips, how can I stay moral? How can I stay moral? When Michael B. Jordan, it don't get no better than Michael B. Jordan. Put the picture back up one more time. Michael B. Jordan, I don't like dudes, but that's a nice looking, I can say that. He's a nice looking dude. Come on. And she don't want him. Do you know who this is? And she said, I don't want him. Can I let the text preach? The text is, listen, I can live a moral life, and the text is tailored to teach us. It's tailored to teach us that you can live a moral life. I can live a rejected. I'm good enough. I want every man in the room say to yourself, I'm good enough. I'm gonna make the devil mad. Come on, say, I'm good enough. You can reject me all you want. I'm good enough. Yeah. Only to the ones get them going to work every day. I'm good enough. I'm good where I am because I'm talking to men processing. Come on, let's celebrate Brother Kawan. Come on. Let's celebrate Brother Braden. Come on, let's celebrate Brother Joe. Come on, Brother Sean. They are processing, and you hearing from your pastor on Happy Father's Day, and you not a father. You are good enough. Don't go back to the Playboy years because she don't want you. Don't go back to it. But how do you starve that desire when you've been rejected? How do you say, listen, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay moral. I'm going to stay committed. I'm going to have a healthy respect for marriage. Lady Monica, like, get on with your notes. I know, but I'm talking to the men today. Listen, how do you do it when, listen, it is embarrassing? When you can't have it your way. And the text is tailored to teach us that a person who lives a moral life is one, here it is, that is a defender. Come on, say defender. Say it again, defender. Listen, you have to, here it is, I'm going to do this real quick. You have to ignore instructions to act unholy. Now, the thing is, and here's the truth of the matter. I'm talking to the men on today. We'll get y'all next time, women. But the truth of the matter is when you really rejected like that, everybody giving you instructions on how to be a HOE. I don't want to be a player no more. You got to, come on, say, ignore instructions on how to act unholy. Here it is, or get revenge. You have to ignore them instructions because you're dealing with my manhood here. I'm Michael B. Jordan. I'm Adrian Cranford. You don't reject me. When I was in the 7th grade, I had on parachute pants. I went to Walmart and bought the best. You don't reject me. But I'm going to get in trouble, Sister Denise. But I have to ignore instructions to act on. I got to keep pushing. Because in the text, Jonathan says, you can exercise situational sobriety. You can exercise situational sobriety. What do you mean? The background of the text in 1 Samuel, I didn't give it to you. Don't worry about it. The background of the text is David killed Goliath. And the women were singing, listen, Saul killed his thousands, but David killed his what? In other words, Saul was jealous. And I want you to know it wasn't Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey, but the feeling is still the same. You don't want nobody else celebrating. You don't want women celebrating, listen, nobody else but you. And possibly, listen, Saul was thinking, I'm going to get you, David. I'm going to get you because the women singing your praises. 1 Samuel 19:1, it says, and so then, this is why our text picks up 1 Samuel 19:1. You can put it up on the screen. And Saul spoke to Jonathan. Jonathan going to talk in this first point. Jonathan, his son, and said to his servants that they should what? Kill the one who's embarrassing me. They should kill the one who's embarrassing me. But Jonathan, come on, say it, but. Jonathan, Saul's son, delighted much in David. Listen, we got to understand, you have to be a defender. You have to help your brother or sister. So we pick up in 19:2. Come on, stay with me. And then Jonathan told David, Saul, my father, seeks to kill you. Therefore, be on your guard in the morning, stay in a secret place, and hide yourself. In other words, it ain't right that you act unholy just because somebody asked you to act unholy. I'm going to say it one more time. And this is a trip. This is a trip right here because daddy is telling son to act unholy. Daddy is telling son, kill the one that's embarrassing me. And you got to understand, you got to exercise situational sobriety. You got to think about it. Wait a minute. I know you're my dad. I love you, but this ain't Bible. Okay. Listen, no matter what people say around you, you got to realize that marriage is holy. No matter what people say, I know it might be your mama, maybe your mom, daddy, and them, your cousin, them. You got to understand sex is holy. Is this mic on? You got to remember the Sabbath is holy. I don't care what folks doing on Sunday. You cannot let people change you, look at somebody and say, live holy. I can, come on, say, I can live a moral life. Your tithe is holy. Folk be telling me, don't be taking your tithe down to the church. Yeah, why not? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with the tithe? More often than not, you just gonna buy more junk that you really just don't need. How many of y'all got room, got closets? You got storage units. I got my hands up. You got more junk than you need. And the church trying to feed the hungry. The church trying to get out in the community and help the senior citizens. The church trying to build a community center. And you letting folk tell you, listen, you don't need to take your, look at somebody say the tithe is holy. And so Jonathan knew Daddy had a problem. Listen, he knew Dad had a problem. When you talking about murdering somebody, just because, listen, he killed Goliath and the women are singing, listen, don't let nobody change what you know to be right. And the Bible is clear, John 13:34 and 35, as I push on, a new commandment, come on, read it with me, I give you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this, what? Loving your brother. By this, what? Loving your sister. Listen, by this, all men shall know that ye are what? My disciples. If you have love for one another, sometimes you got to intervene and don't do what somebody asking you to do. Thank you, Michael B. Jordan. Thank you, sir, because I love the fact that I ain't heard nothing yet that you know folk that surrounded him. You know it. But you got to be a defender of the right, what is right. Living a moral life. I can live a moral life. I know folk telling me what I can do. I understand all that, but I can live a moral life. Number two, the text is tailored to teach us that a person who lives a moral life is one not only who is a defender, number two, one who is a suspender. Now, I'm going to work with this one a little bit. Come on, say suspender. In other words, you got to understand, you need to be suspended out of your fantasy. You need to be suspended out of your imagination of possibilities. Because now you reject it. And now you mad now, right? Now you bitter now. Who she thinks she is, who you think I am. But sometimes you need to understand, you need to suspend your fantasy. In other words, don't let the fact that you can't get your way pull you out of reality. You still Michael B. Jordan. You still look good. In the 7th grade, I still look good. With my parachute pants on, I still look good. You cannot, because you were upset, suspend the fact of who you are. I'm still a child of God. I'm still going to get a fine wife. Later on in life, I didn't know that in the 7th grade, but you cannot let people get you out here and take you out of the reality of the situation that Lori Harvey might have did you a favor. How many of y'all thank God that he closed the doors on some relationship? Come on, Brother Organ. How many of y'all need to give God a praise for the doors? Listen, not only that he answered and opened, but for the prayers and the doors he closed. Give God a 30-second praise for the doors that he closed. Come on, give God a praise for the doors he closed. Say, thank you, Lord, for all the doors that you open and all the doors that you close. Can y'all say that with me? Thank you, Lord, for all the doors that you open and all the doors that you close. Go on, take a seat. It's not good always to have your way. Come on. It ain't always good you have your way. Some jobs you didn't need. Some addresses you didn't need to live at. Some friends you didn't need to have. Some relationships you needed to get out of it. Look at somebody and say, thank you, Lord, for all the doors. All the doors that are closed. I want you to know. For every door closed, I need to thank God that you removed the chains. See, y'all don't know. Y'all gonna get this one on the way to Burger King. Listen, for every door closed, it created an opportunity to see the possibility of what God had for you. That's the reality. Sitting around hoping and wishing, and I wish I would have had that job. I wish I would have had that relationship. Wish I would have had that friend. Wish me and my friend. Listen, you need to just close the door. Suspend your imagination. Suspend it. Get rid of it. All that fantasy stuff. The truth of the matter is you were too good. You too qualified to be with that quack. You too qualified to be with that loser. You too qualified to be at that address. You too qualified to be where you were. So I thank God. I thank God that you closed.
Yeah. Oh.
Y'all want to preach for me? 1 Samuel 19:5 says, for he took his life in his hand and struck down the Philistine. And the Lord worked a salvation for all of Israel. I'm talking about this is what David did that Saul is the recipient of. You saw it. That's what Jonathan telling his daddy. You saw it. That giant, ain't no telling who he would have killed and ravaged the land and tore up things. He said, you saw it. And here it is, and rejoiced. And when why then you sin against innocent blood by killing David? Here it is, without cause. Don't be mad because Lori want to exercise her opportunities. Listen, I'm kind of doing relationship sprinkling conversation in here, but it won't be much. It won't be till later on that women who think like that are gonna be hitting a wall when nobody else want them, and they wished. Because the history is that she's 25, but she ain't look at somebody and say she ain't gonna be 25 long. Gravity sinks in. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get out of here. I got a good running car. I love it. Listen, the woman that I married is not the woman that is today, but I love her the same. I want you to know your body go through changes. SMV. I know. I told you I was going to get in trouble. SMV. Come on, say it with me. SMV. Sexual marketplace value changes for a woman. I'm just telling you the truth. You think you got the rest of you? No, you don't, baby. Look at somebody saying, no, you don't. There's a younger version of you being born in the hospital right now. Look at somebody and say, don't you turn away a good man. Thank God that you closed the doors to all the bad men, all the bad girls, so I can be in my place. Jonathan is asking, y'all sit down. I'm done. I'm just messing with y'all. Look at somebody say, Happy Father's Day. He said, why then you sin against innocent blood by killing David? Here it is, without cause. Without cause. Ain't nobody did nothing to you, but they want to do it their way. So what? You can't make nobody be with you. That's right. You can't. And then the trip out part of the text, since I know this ain't good preaching. I know I'm supposed to go straight through the text. But the trip out part about this text that trips me out is Jonathan is telling Daddy, Goliath, where's Goliath? He gone. And you are the recipient of it, and now you mad. Okay, y'all missed it. It don't make any sense for you to be mad and you reap the benefit from it. You need to... I can't get off of that. You need to thank God for the benefit that I reap from it. Disconnection. Things killed off. Things burned out of my life. I know, Lady Mike. I'm going to get back to this. And so in Saul's mind, there was cause. Saul thought, I am justified. And in Saul's mind, David was not innocent. But the truth is that David was innocent and there was no cause to kill him. And because he got Saul to think about it. And I'm just going to say this right here. Some of y'all need to talk. Stop okaying and rubber stamping foolishness when people in their mind, they talking about stuff that don't even make sense. Y'all need to stop rubber stamping that. Somebody look at somebody and say, suspend imagination. Some folk mind is crazy, and y'all bobbleheading and You need to tell them stop that. Matter of fact, don't say that no more. Don't say that no more. And that's what Jonathan did in the text. He said, Daddy, you crazy. We're around here now. We ain't got to run from Goliath no more. Goliath is dead. He's dead. And so because Jonathan would dare to open up his mouth, it began to make Saul come back to reality. Look at somebody and say, if you talk, people will come back to reality. I'm going to say it one more time. If you open up your mouth, people will start to see the idiocy of what they're saying. They'll start to be thinking, that don't even make sense. More often than not, if you just get people to just talk, they'll take themselves off the ledge. I'm going to get back to this. Philippians 4:8, I got to go. Finally, brethren, come on, read it with me. Whatsoever things are. When you open up your mouth, you need to tell people whatsoever things are what? Whatsoever things are. 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 You got to tell people things that are true, things that are honest, things that are just, things that are pure. Baby, don't walk out the house like that with all your stuff showing. You got to tell people that. Because they think, Sister Felicia, that's how you get a man. No, yeah, you'll get a man, all right, you'll get a piece of a man. But there ain't going to be no man that's going to hang out for a while. But of good report. If there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. You got to help people come out of fantasy world. Back in the day, it was a show called Fantasy Island. You need to tell folks, listen, get off that boat. Get back on dry ground and realize the benefit that has been done for you. I've been set free. I don't know if y'all got a set free praise in here, but if you do, jump up on your feet and say, thank you, Lord. Woo! All right. Woo! Maybe this just good for me. This is good for me. I just thank God I've been set free. I've been set free. Woo! But number one, it teaches us that you can live a moral life. A person who lives a moral life is one who is a what? Defender of what is right. Stay holy. Don't ever let nobody take you away from the holiness of God. Number two, it is one who is a suspender of imagination. If you tell people what's true and what's right and what's pure and what's of a good report, they'll go, yeah, you are right. But you got to open up your mouth. Look at somebody and say, open up your mouth. Don't be scared. Go on, open up your mouth. You're going to help somebody out. That's the problem with us today. Y'all too mean. Look at somebody and say, open up your mouth and tell somebody that's stupid. I'm going to get in trouble today. I already feel it. Lastly, listen, a person who lives a moral life is one who surrenders. Come on, say surrender. Come on, say it again, surrender. In other words, stop making promises. Stop making promises. Stop making promises. Listen, it's in the text. 1 Samuel 19:6, and then I'm going to explain it. Listen, and Saul listened. When Jonathan said, we ain't running from the giant no more, he killed him. What you mad at? Because some women singing? Come on, get back to reality. Forget them women. We ain't running. Ain't nobody else going to die at the hands of this giant. And so Saul thought about it, because now he in reality now. So he, come on, what it said, he what? Listened to the voice of what? His son, Jonathan. And here's what he did. Here's what he did. Here's what he did. And he swore, as the Lord lives, he shall not, who? David, shall not be put to death. Now, because he's in reality now. Come on, let's read it again. So then, because he opened up his mouth, brought him into reality, and Saul listened to the voice of his son, and Saul swore, as the Lord lives, he, David, shall not be put to death. And listen, I want you to understand that Saul heeded to the voice of reason. He heeded to the voice of reason. I know Sister Denise shaking her head at me because later on he didn't. But at least this far, he heeded to the voice of reason. All right. Here comes the work, and then we done. Here's the work. The problem is this. He made a promise. What did it say? I'm reading the text. He said, he swore. As the Lord lives, I'm telling you, I'm making a promise. I'm telling you, I ain't going to do it no more. I'm telling you, I ain't going to do it again. He shall not be put to death, but the devil is a liar. He wouldn't chase him for David again. But the reason why, Sister Felicia, that he didn't stay to his word is because he didn't surrender. Listen, God is not looking for you to change your heart. No, he's not. That's the problem we have today. We keep thinking, I'm going to make the promise. We keep thinking, I ain't going to curse you out again. We keep thinking, I'm not going to give you a piece of my mind. We keep saying that I'm going to do right by you this time. If you let me in the door this time, I ain't going to do that again. I ain't going to cheat no more. I ain't going to raise my hand at you no more. I ain't going to call my girlfriend when you sleep. I'm not going to do it no more. Listen, the problem is this. You said it. You said it. But the thing is this. God is not looking for you to change your heart. Why? Because he know you can't keep that promise. You can't. I'm going to say it again. You cannot keep that promise. In and of yourself, you cannot. I'm going to say it again till I get a church that preach back to me. You can't keep that promise. If she let you in the door, you're going to clown again. I'm going to say it again. If you let him in your bed one more time, he is going to mess with you. You cannot keep that promise. Trying to talk about a promise you can keep. No, you can't. I see them around in court Monday through Friday, and I hear folks talking about to the judge, and I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to smoke this, I ain't going to drink this, I ain't going to touch her no more, I ain't going to slap her no more, I ain't going to choke her no more. I'll be standing next to them going, Because as a lawyer, you can do no wrong. You can't do no harm. I can't say nothing. But I be thinking to myself, when it came out your mouth, I knew you was lying. Because you cannot change your heart. Listen, God ain't even looking for you to do that. No, he not. God is not looking for you to change. I'm going to say it again until I get to church. God is not looking for you to change your heart. Listen, he's looking for you to surrender your heart. He's looking for you to surrender. He's looking for you to surrender them drugs. He's looking for you to surrender that bad habit. He's looking for you to surrender that urge to go back to being a playboy. He's looking for you to surrender that urge to do what you want. Look at somebody and say, surrender. Surrender your heart to God. So the next time, come on, go on, help me close this little sermon. Come on, stand up on your feet. The next time you can't get your way. The next time you embarrassed. The next time you keep thinking I can do it. The next time you think you got the solution. I want you to know that if you ain't careful, you're going to stray from your morals. You're going to embarrass yourself. Yeah. But look at somebody and tell them I can live a moral life.
Yes, I can.
But I have to be a defender.
Yeah.
I have to be a suspender.
Yes, Lord.
And I have to surrender.
Yes, I
Can we say it one more time? I have to be a defender.
Yes.
Of what God says.
Yes, Lord.
I have to be a suspender.
Yes, I do.
Of your crazy imagination.
Yes.
And I have to surrender my urge, my desire to do it. I want to do it.
Yes, you do.
I want to drink it.
Yes, you do.
I want to inhale it.
I do.
I want to get in it.
Yeah.
Did I say that?
Wow.
I want you to know.
I want you to know.
You got to surrender.
Surrender.
That urge.
Surrender.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
And this is something we can learn from David, from Jonathan, and from Saul. We can learn from Brother Saul.
Yeah.
Come on, say, Pastor.
Yeah.
What can we learn?
What can we learn?
From Brother Saul?
What can we learn?
Don't compromise when you're facing your solutions that you know is wrong. Don't compromise what you know to be right. All you got to do. The Bible says. All you got to do. Is put on the whole armor. The whole armor of God, that you might be able to withstand them legs, them thighs, them muscles, that drink, that you be able to withstand in the evil day. Having done all, you did it. Having done all, you said it. Having done all, if you do it God's way, you'll be able to stand. Finally, my brother, and I'm done right here. Finally, my brother, go and preach to somebody and say, finally, my brother, be strong. Be strong. Not in yourself. Be strong in the Lord. And He'll give you the power. He'll give you the power. I need power to say no. No. I ain't going there no more. I need power. I can't make that promise that I ain't gonna do it again. But with God's power, I can do it. Yeah. Give God praise.